Hello, rally car fans in 1/64 scale. So we have a Mini GT. Sadly, we have a loser. So this car didn't do too well. The 1998 Rally Monte Carlo, third place here, and this is driven by Colin McRae. This is number 975 of Mini GTs. So I'd be curious if anyone's actually been able to collect all 975. That would be an insane collection. Doable if you started, when this brand first came out. They haven't been around that long, and they're not overpriced, in my opinion. Yeah, alright, anyways. Reading some more internet jargon. This body style of Impreza debuted in 1993 and ran up until 2003, and it won 6 world titles. So, 3 consecutive manufacturers and 3 drivers' titles. It was powered by a 2-liter inline 4. It's going to be not inline, a boxer, being a Subaru, so a flat 4, and making around 300 horsepower. That's what all the rally cars were making at this time frame. But with all the computer controlled active differentials, electronic throttle, there were a lot of mechanical failures and stuff, and so they just never had a chance in 1998 to win the championship, I guess. So I pulled this image up because it has photos. This is not, I don't think this is from the Monte Carlo rally. I just like rally photos. They're just crazy. Look at this thing. Like, the tire's totally off the thing. You can't even see that tire. This one I think is from the Monte Carlo rally, according to a search result. But it's running different wheels. It's running the snow wheels. And then the Swedish rally, this is the only one I could find with the light things on there. I see other models and stuff with these lights, but not many photos of this car with lights, unless I'm just not searching correctly. Alright, so even though it's not a winning car, it's pretty sweet. I used to have a 1998 Subaru Impreza wagon, just a stock one, not a WRX or anything like that. It was a nice, reliable vehicle. Right, well, it's a toy. It rolls. Mini GT as a brand seems to want to have rolling vehicles. And for a rally car, it's a little gappy, but that's fine. That's the way rally cars are. We have a nice metallic blue on this thing. Probably the blue of the real car, because these are licensed after all. And this one doesn't look like it's going to go mud bogging. Although if any vehicle could have sidewall treads, it would be a rally car. But these look like street tires. And I guess these would be the street wheels because they're such large diameter. So kind of like that first photograph I pulled up. There's no brake system on Mini GTs. They're not expensive enough, I guess, to fit it into the budget, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. The lug nut details there, yeah, and the sidewall, it's not totally flat, so it looks like a balloon somewhat. And then, well, we might as well go to the bottom. There's a funky tread. Yeah. Maybe that's what street rally tires look like. Oh, this is great. This is rare, or 50-50. Mini GT very often doesn't tell you what the brand, what the vehicle is, right? So in this case, we know it's a 98 Impreza WRC, so that's fantastic. Now I'll know what it is later. It's screwed together, so if you have a problem or you want to do a wheel swap, paint the interior, you can. I think that's the case on all Mini GTs. And all the latter Mini GTs have metal bases. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't really care what I think it would be lighter if it was plastic. Okay, well, back to the side. The sponsorship is all tampo printed. There's no decals. So you'll see there's no weird wrinkliness to the graphics. They look relatively smooth because they're paint. And you're not going to have an air pocket here. Instead, you have the paint flowing into that panel gap, and so it's not going to crack because there's no air behind that paint, right? So printing is the way to go. I wish other brands would get away from decals. It's cheaper, but it doesn't make for a good model. Even this here, that's nicely printed. It's paint on this plastic. You have the blackout on the outside as well. A little bit of a ledge to show the door brake. Tiny little stubby mirror, so that's not a standard road mirror. Okay. Let's go around to the front. This is awesome. That is awesome. A lesser brand would just have this painted, right? I'm thinking like Greenlight. Greenlight would have these all painted. But Mini GT, I mean, look at this. So we have 6 lights, plastic inserts, and the regular ones here. So 8 inserted pieces of plastic. That's brilliant. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it looks so awesome. That is very impressive. Look at this logo. It looks somewhat like the Subaru stars, but this is a tip of a toothpick, right? That's a small printing, and they got it on there. It's like a bump or something. And I would have to assume that license plate is the real one. Some sort of box here. Not sure what that would be for. A little egg crate grill looks nice. Some ribs up here. And then, yeah, the little pins for these plastic inserts look like light bulbs in there. This is great. Okay, well, we got some paint here for the turn signals, or maybe they're just reflectors, I don't know. And then a clear lens, and then hella cool. They make light bulbs, by the way, or lights. So these are probably hella lights, one would assume, and they printed on that graphic there. And behind, you have a little light bulb in that casting of the light bucket painted silver. Very neat. Alright, that thing goes in. And then I have a printed on hood latch, the 555 thing. The badge here for the race is legible. What the heck is going on here? It looks like there's air passing there. What? Is that possible? Is that really happening? Hold on, I gotta get a flashlight. Focus. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but for some reason the way that grill is catching the light, I thought there were like silver pieces down under there. But still. So what I think is the metal casting might have air passing through it, and that black grill is maybe part of this black plastic interior. That is really up in the game for this price. I mean, that is really a great detail. And it's actually interesting that they would be able to mold this tiny strip of metal with reliably. Right? That's a really thin piece of metal to pull out of a mold. That's impressive. Very impressive. Alright, so the emergency cutoff stuff there. Black paint here. I don't know what those recesses would be there for. Okay, this side of the car, Pirelli. We also have a raised like reflector there, and Beta tools. They make nice tools. I don't know what Linaltex is. Leave a comment if you know. I'm too lazy to look it up. That all is quite legible. The door handle does have some molded details, right? That looks all nice. Okay, this looks good as well. And then we have the clear taillights and great color separation between the backups and the rest of it. The license plate looks good. There's even a tiny dimple in this very small exhaust tip. Very well done. Some sort of arrow, maybe a tow hook point or something. The paint again looking fantastic. The wing is not all fat like a Hot Wheels. Very nice. The one thing I'm not really a fan of, I guess, is these defroster lines. It's a waste of paint, and it makes it almost impossible to see through the window, right? Real cars don't do that. If you look at a real car, you can see through the window. So I think, even though I know why they did it, but it just doesn't make the model look nice. They're way out of scale. The badge here, okay, and then that stuff there looks great. That, whatever. I think these might be pop-up vents. So it's not just a standard road car casting. They literally made a new casting for the rally version of this car. That is really cool. Alright, so it's just probably going to be a black standard interior, but I'm always wrong, so maybe there's some additional color. Who knows? Let me hit focus. Nicely molded steering wheel. You'll notice there's no airbag, being a racing steering wheel. That's a pretty well-defined e-brake there. Stick shift there looks good. A bunch of HVAC buttons and stuff like that. And then the dashboard, I don't think that's a standard Impreza dashboard. It looks like a racing dashboard to me, like an LCD screen. Alright, door panels over there. Yeah, armrest, door pull, whatever. Maybe, oh yeah, that door panel is also specific to racing. It's got a roll cage indication there. And then you have racing seats. Not standard stuff as well. Okay, and there actually is a roll cage in here while we're at it. So, it's interesting. I'm not sure if I'm not a fan of this thing. This bar is just kind of resting on the top of the dash. At least there, it doesn't terminate well. This side is like more flush or something. Interesting, interesting. Oh, you know what? I think it does take a bend and goes downwards, like a peg in a hole. Alright, so that's quite interesting that they would do that. I don't think, well, there even is a top bar here. It's actually quite high. Usually you don't see that because you see the clear plastic under the roof connecting all the side windows. So it's really hard to get a roll cage very high up because that clear plastic is in the way. But this one is very good because you can see air above the headrests. Wow. Wow. MiniGT, always improving. If you just got rid of that, this would be a perfect model because it actually tells you what it is. It's got great details everywhere. It really is the lights. I mean, it's just fantastic. Usually don't use this coaster for a diecast, but I have a lot of Subarus to show because I like Subarus. Here's a CM's Vivio from 1993, and it's possible Colin McRae drove this thing too during like one of those African rallies. Yeah, I can't remember. You'll have to look up the video for that. Look how small that car is. It's just a death trap. Oh boy. Must have been fun to drive though, right? Being so small and light. I think the predecessor was the Legacy. They used to actually rally the Legacy, but I mean that's a 4-door sedan, right? I'm gonna put that out here. So that's all these I think are by CMs. Is an extinct Japanese rally diecast brand. There's a newer CMs, but they're like a Chinese brand, and they don't seem to delve into diecast. This is from 2006. This particular one, I'm not putting these in any particular order. Or maybe I'll try to as I lay them out. These are not Imprezas. This is a 2005. Okay. This one is a 2003. And this is a 95 Legacy. No, this is a Impreza. Okay, so, alright, I did get the Imprezas in order then. And then 2 random Subarus behind. I don't know if these colors are accurate. They look, well, all 3 of these, they're like purple. They're a very different type of blue, but I mean, it's the same brand, and these do look the normal blue, so maybe these are accurate. Yeah, it's nice they have these little antennae and stuff like that. I think the CM's models were only like $10 when they were brand new, so there is actually a little antenna stub on the roof I noticed here in that graphic, but naturally there's no actual antenna. Yeah, that would be cool if they could add antennae, but it would jump the price of the model. So, or maybe would it be possible to skip those defroster lines and just give someone a piece of plastic they can choose to glue on instead of having a physical hole there. I would prefer that. I'd rather glue on my own antenna than have defroster lines block the rear view. All right, yeah, so I think it's getting harder to find these CM's models on eBay. That's where I got all these things. If you're lucky, maybe someone will sell them. I'm not going to sell these, not anytime soon. You can look at reviews though. But we'll have to see if MiniGT continues down this path. Because with 6 world championships Subaru had, it would maybe make sense to make some other body styles of Imprezas. I mean, this is racing history. And I find rally racing far more entertaining than F1. Because F1, you're just doing the same laps, right? But rally racing, those guys are insane. They're driving through the woods and just so many turns, so many different surfaces and all that stuff. Okay, well, that's it for today. This is really, really an improvement over past MiniGTs, I think, as far as the amount of work you're getting, parts and details you're getting. I mean, all those lights, of course, but those grills underneath those openings, that's really unexpected. That tiny exhaust has a dimple in the back. The paint, I didn't even talk about the sponsorship there. Oh, I broke a tree off my diorama. Alright. Yeah, very cool. It's awesome. Very happy today. I didn't even want to buy this. I just bought it in a grab bag of MiniGTs I found at a diecast show. So I had no intention of ever buying this, but I'm really glad I did. It's nice to see progress made in this hobby. And so if you find me complaining a lot in my videos, there's a reason. Hopefully some people are listening and making changes. Or hopefully I can influence you to complain on social media of diecast brands to improve their product. If we all complain, right, we're the customers paying with our own money, we should deserve a better product, shouldn't we? I am rambling on. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for checking this out.